Okay, so last lecture what we have seen, it's suppose I give you a straight line 2x plus 3y is equal to 7 and I want an equation of line parallel to this line passing through say minus 1 comma 4. Then we quickly said yes, the required equation is 2x plus 3y. LHS would continue to remain same because the slope of line is going to be same. The line is supposed to be parallel but passing through this point. Therefore, this point should satisfy this and hence minus 2 plus 12 is equal to 10. This will be the equation of line passing through this point P parallel to this line 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. Okay, this is what we have done. Now, so we can have several problems like this, and this is going to be very, very important because suppose tomorrow I ask you to find out ABC. If I give ABC and M is a midpoint, N is a midpoint of AC, and find the equation of Mn. Suppose I say, then you need to find out only one midpoint and slope of BC you can use because we know Mn is going to be parallel, something like that. Okay, so this is going to be very, very useful technique and you should master it. Given a line, find the required line passing through a given point. Okay, if the point Q is origin, put 0, 0 here. So it will be 2x plus 3y is equal to 0. This is the line passing through origin. This is the line passing through P having slope minus 2 by 3. Minus a by b minus 2 by 3. Okay, so now our job is suppose I have a line like this whose slope is m1. What does it mean? When I say slope of this line is m1, I mean when I go from this point to this point, I go this much distance in positive direction of y-axis. And suppose this much distance is in the positive direction of x-axis and let us say this distance is 1. Then where can I say which distance is going to be actually m1? Let me name them A, B, C. Which distance is actually going to be m1? CB is going to be m1. Yes or no? Because CB upon AB is the slope. It is given to be equal to m1 and AB is given to be equal to 1. Therefore, CB is equal to m1. Is it easy? Second samajhte? Good. Nobody is saying anything, but I am assuming that this is easy. Now, suppose, observation, suppose line L1 has positive slope. Line L2, which is perpendicular to L1, will have positive slope or negative slope. What do you think?
Sir, negative slope.
Negative.
Why? Positive slope or negative slope? If L1 has a positive slope, L1 is perpendicular to L2, therefore L2 will have option A, positive slope, option B, negative slope. Why? The answer is very simple. It will of course have, I mean geometrically if we draw, it will have negative slope. Moreover, if this angle is 90 degree, you can complete this distance traveled upon this distance, that is what is the slope, which is positive. So this arrow is in positive direction of y-axis, this arrow is in positive direction of x-axis. However, from here to here, 90 degree, if you go, you will get a right angle triangle like this from here to here if you want to go. And then this side upon this side is going to be your slope. However, from point A, if you are moving to point B, then you are going in the negative direction of x-axis and positive direction of y-axis. The slope is bound to be negative. Now, I am ignoring the case. I am giving you slope of L1 positive, then slope of L2 has to be negative. If slope of L1 is negative, then slope of L2 is going to be positive if they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, this is observation. Okay. If slope of L1 is 0, then the line perpendicular to L1, what will be the slope of L1? L2. Slope of L2 is going to be
Not defined.
undefined. So case 1, L1 is positive or negative. In that case, L2 is negative or positive if they are perpendicular. Case 2, if L1 has slope equal to 0, L2 parallel to y-axis. Case 3, if L1 is parallel to y-axis, slope of L2 is going to be 0. Easy. Okay. So now here, what am I going to do is, line L1 has got slope M1 and line L2, which is perpendicular, has slope M2. Okay. Numerically, with this discussion, we know that M1 and M2 are going to have opposite signs. But then I use distance in positive direction of x-axis exactly the same. Therefore, I have to draw perpendicular here and I will reach point D, right? This angle is how much? 90. How much is this angle? 90. How much is this angle? 90, right? And the slope of M2, L2 is M2. Slope of L1 is M1. Physically, this distance is M1. Can you tell me which distance in this diagram is M2?
DB.
सगळ्यांना विचार करू द्या. Which distance is M2? M2 is the slope of line L2. So distance traveled in positive direction of y-axis per unit distance traveled in positive direction of x-axis is the slope. So M2 is the slope, and we have traveled 1 unit distance in positive direction of x-axis. So from B to D, you are supposed to move in opposite direction. Numerically, we know that this is going to be negative. However, distance dB is going to be equal to M2. Right? Is this complete Pythagoras theorem?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
90 perpendicular AD, right? And therefore x, y, and h. What is complete Pythagoras theorem? H square is equal to xy, one of the results, right? And therefore M1, M2 is equal to 1, but we know numerically both of them will have opposite parities. If M1 is positive, M2 is negative, M2 is positive, M1 is negative. Therefore, and their numerical product, this is geometry. Therefore, x into y is equal to 1 square. Therefore, M1, M2 is equal to 1. But because their parities are different, M1, M2 is equal to -1. So, this is the necessary condition. if two lines are perpendicular, product of their slopes is -1, or those lines are parallel to coordinate axis. Okay, important. If two lines having finite slope are perpendicular, then m1 into m2 is equal to -1. And in fact, it is if and only if two lines, their product of the slopes is m1, m2 is -1, then they are perpendicular. So let me make it if and only if, because whatever discussion we have done here, if it is given that m1, m2 is equal to -1, we can always backtrack and go back and say that they are perpendicular, because so if I say in triangle ABC, like this, is this converse true? From A I drop perpendicular onto BC and it is D. Numerical value of AD is H, BD is X, DC is Y. Given X square is equal to XY, then angle BAC is equal to 90. Oh, we should have proven this converse then. But at the moment, I mean, this is your homework. Prove this converse. Geometry. Prove this converse. If in any triangle x square is equal to xy and AD is perpendicular to BC, if it happens, then major angle BAC must be 90. So if you could get through this homework correctly, then I can say that this theorem is if and only if. Okay, I know that it is if and only if, therefore I am proceeding with this. If two lines slopes, product of the slopes of two lines is -1, they are perpendicular if the slopes are finite, else they are parallel to x-axis and y-axis is a simple case. Now, therefore, numerical, if L1 is equal to 2x plus 3y is equal to 10, what is the slope of L1? -2/3. Okay, L2 is supposed to be perpendicular. So what is the slope of L2? 3/2. And therefore equation of L2 will look like 3x minus 2y is equal to, and suppose this perpendicular L2 is supposed to be passing through, again say 1, 4, minus 1, 4, minus 1, 4. Then what I should do is put -1 here, -3, 4, 8, -11. This is the line which is going to be perpendicular to this line passing through this point. I pause the video. You record everything. I mean, write down everything. If you have not understood, ask me. Okay, so if you have understood this well, let us master this by playing with some lines. What I will do is, I will give you line L. I will give you point P. What you should give me is parallel to L passing through P. Equation of line parallel to L passing through P. That is what you are supposed to give me. And equation of line perpendicular to L passing through P. Shall we play this game? Are you ready? And for all practical purposes, you should not do any calculations. It should be oral calculations, directly writing the equation. Suppose L is equal to x minus 2y is equal to 7 and point is minus 2 comma 3. Then what is the equation of parallel line? What is the equation of perpendicular line? Okay, answer for first question was x minus 2y is equal to minus 8. 2x plus y is equal to minus 1. Slope of this line is half, slope of this line is minus 2. Therefore, m1, m2 is minus 1. Similarly, in the second problem, 7x plus 2y. 7x plus 2y is equal to 7 into 3 minus 21 minus 2 minus 23. Now, 2x minus 7y minus 6 plus 7 1. It is that quick. Let me do it one more time and we do some other law. L is equal to 5x minus 3y is equal to 0. P is equal to 1 comma minus 3. Then parallel line is 5x minus 3y is equal to perpendicular line 3x plus 5y is equal to. Find those numbers and you are done. What is the first number? 5 plus 9. 10. Second number 3 minus 15. Minus.
Sir, 14 पाहिजे.
14 पाहिजे 10 नाही.
हो सर,
सर,
5x
14
minus 3
पाहिजे.
equals 14 पाहिजे.
5 plus 9, 40. And minus 12. Okay. So as far as line perpendicular and parallel is concerned, our job is done. Everyone should get it. Is there any query, question, not understood, how to go about it? You are doing it too fast, etc. Tell me right now. Otherwise, I expect you to do this very, very quickly. No question. Very good. Now, what do you mean by? Suppose there is one line whose equation is known to me. 2x minus 3y is equal to minus 4. And there is another line whose equation is x plus y is equal to 3. Okay. So when I am drawing these two lines, physically I know what is happening, and I can see that because the slopes of these two lines are not same, slope of this line is 2 by 3, slope of this line is minus 1. Therefore, of course, if they are in same plane, they will intersect. And of course, they are in same plane because we are discussing XOY plane only. So they will intersect. So can I find out this point? What are the coordinates of this point? Please find. If these two lines intersect, and of course they intersect because their slopes are not same, what is the point of intersection? Now, geometrically, finding out the point of intersection of two straight lines or any two curves. Suppose you have a parabola today and is intersected by a straight line. So there will be, suppose there are points of intersection. So if we want to know what these points are, geometrically they are points of intersection, algebraically solving them simultaneously. We want those x comma y's which satisfy this line as well as this line. So that is the only point that we will get. In this case, suppose parabola is y is equal to x square and straight line is 3x plus 2y is equal to 11. So if I want to find out these two, then geometrically points of intersection means solving these two curves simultaneously. Now, eventually we will have to deal with this kind of systems. Maybe circle is intercepted by parabola or ellipse is intercepted by hyperbola. We will find out the points of intersection or do something like that. So essentially, geometrically points of intersection, common points, is algebraically solving the algebraic expressions simultaneously. And therefore, we need to master that also, because we are interested in finding out the points of intersection. So in this case, I mean, you have learned it also in school. 2x minus 3y is equal to minus 4 and x plus y is equal to 3 is to be solved simultaneously, and there are more than one methods. Maybe you multiply the second equation by 2 and subtract from 1. So minus 5y is equal to minus 6 minus 10. Therefore y is equal to 2. And multiply second equation by 3 and add. Makes it 3x, no, 5x. And 9 minus 4 is 5. X is equal to. So there are many methods of getting the point of intersection. I think you are aware of few of them, but let me teach you the one which is going to last long. These are the methods which will be useful for 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 maximum. The method that I am going to tell you now is going to be lasting long. That means it will work for n by n. Eventually you can find out the points of intersection of higher dimensional systems only by this method. It is called Cramer's rule. Presently, we are not proving Cramer's rule. We are just looking at the trick of getting the point of intersection, essentially of two straight lines, very quickly. Okay, method is as follows. D is equal to 2, 1 minus 3, 1. With these two watchmen, bodyguards. One here, one here. This is called determinant. And we have a full topic on matrices and determinants in 12th standard, where we learn it in detail. Presently, just learning acrobats. Methods. Put those, instead of writing x 2 times and y 2 times, we just ignore x and y. We know they are there, but therefore I call this first determinant as 2, 1 minus 3, 1. I call dx. If I want to find out value of x, then what I do is these two entries which are in the RHS, I put it in the first place where x is present. Minus 4, 3, minus 3, 1. The other two column entries, same. dy. What I do? Keep x entries same to 1, minus 4, 3. Okay. This is the representation of these 6 numbers that we have. 2, 1, that is 2, 1. Minus 3, 1, minus 3, 1. Minus 4, 3 is to be used for finding out x in the first column and y in the second column. First variable for the first column, second variable for. Okay. Now what do I mean by this determinant? Meaning of this determinant is exactly same as 2 into 1. This is principal diagonal 2 into 1 minus 3 into 1, this, set other diagonal. Okay, so 2 into 1 minus 3 into 1. How much is this? 2 minus 3 is 5. So d is equal to 5. What is dx? Same rule. Minus 4 into 1 minus 3 into 3. This minus this. How much is this? Minus 4 minus plus 9 dy. 2 into 3 minus 4 into 1. How much is this? 6 plus 4, 10. Actually, we are getting these numbers are already present in our calculations here. And whatever we are doing here, exactly same thing we are doing here, but in different fashion, different looks, calling it new name, determinant. Now, therefore, having done these calculations, what is the value of x? It is dx upon d, which is equal to 5 upon 5, which is equal to 1. What is the value of y? dy upon d, which is equal to 10 upon 5, which is equal to so let me give you another numerical so that you write it in this way and get the values of x and y. 3x plus 2y is equal to 11. 4x minus y minus 3y. Oh, 3 I want all different. 3x minus 5y 7. So okay, Cramer's rule. If two simultaneous equations are given, find d. D is equal to 3, 4, 2 minus 5, which is equal to 3 into minus 5 minus 2 into 4, which is equal to minus 15 minus 8 minus 23. Dx is equal to 11, 7, 2 minus 5 is equal to 11 into minus 5 minus 55 minus 14 is equal to 69. Dy is equal to 3, 4, 11, 7, 21 minus 44, 23, negatives. Therefore, x is equal to minus 69 upon minus 23 is equal to 3, y is equal to minus 23 upon minus 23 is equal to 1. Answer is 3, 1. Okay, now what I am going to do is, we will have competition. I will write two simultaneous equations and I will get the answer and you get the answer faster than me. Okay, let us check. Does somebody want to give me the equations? You might think that I am already aware of the solution. So do you want? कोणाला द्यायचे का माझ्यासाठी equations? Give me two simultaneous equations. Any volunteer?
Yes, sir.
बोलो.
So 7x minus 5y equals 31.
31. You will also have to find out this answer. Huh? I will do it, but you will also have to do it. Okay. And what is the second equation?
4x plus 3y equals 17.
17. Time starts now. I will do my calculations in my notebook. Okay, I am ready with my answer. How many of you are ready with your answer? Nobody. Okay. Now, because of my age, I must have done some calculation mistakes, but forget about it. The total speed required is going to be the same, with mistake or without mistake. Now, let us see how much time Palak takes. 31 and 17 are not easy numbers. ऐश्वर्या थोड़ा फरक आहे नंबर्स मध्ये बघूया. पलक show me. I think so. Wait a minute. X coordinate तो मॅच होतोय. Y coordinate मध्ये माझी मिस्टेक झाली. X coordinate is correct. Y coordinate तुमचा बरोबर आहे सगळ्यांचा -5 आहे 41. X coordinate माझा बरोबर आहे 178/41. But then I have done these calculations in my notebook. I need to disclose it to you how I have done it quickly. So now next problem. Okay, let me tell you the answer of this. Answer of this is 178. X is equal to 178/41. Y seems to be -5/41. एकदा चेक करतो आम्ही 5 चा 12. Oh, 1 आणि मग 49. Oh, second one. I made a mistake. But then it is plus or minus. -5. Okay. So now, पलक बोलो और एक.
Sir, 2x plus 11y equals 41. 9x minus 5y equals 29.
29. Very good. So x is equal to yes, I am done.
Sir, I am also done.
Okay. Correct है क्या माझं? 524/109 minus 311/109.
Oh, sir. Yes, sir.
चला, आता तर बरोबर आलं. Okay, you will have to solve simultaneous equations, at least couple of thousand simultaneous equations till you complete your 12th standard, and therefore you have to be not only accurate but very quick in solving them. Therefore, see, correct method of doing it is determinant. You need to know how to write it. But when it comes to finding out the answer, you should be doing all these calculations very quickly. Look at this. This is my dx 524. Only two letters, two numbers, and added. This is denominator is, this calculations is my d minus 10 minus 9 minus 10 minus 99. That is d. As far as dx is concerned, look at this. That is what, nobody will teach this to you in books or nowhere. This is this into this. Minus 5 into 41 is 205. 11 into 29. When you are finding out x, first take the other diagonal here itself. Don't write it again and again. Take the other diagonal here itself minus the principal diagonal. So minus 319. And that 29 into 11 small calculation done here. 205 added. Made it 524. So that is my numerator of x. Denominator of x and y is going to be same, which is oral. Minus 10 minus 99. 109. Right? So that is how. Here also you look at it. 3 into 31. 93. 17 into 5. 85. That is your numerator, dx. 178 numerator. That is directly written here. Denominator 21 minus minus plus 20, 41. I made a mistake here while doing, and when you are trying to find out y, you go directly. 7 into 17 minus 31 into 4. That is minus 5. Denominator same. You need to do it accurately and with speed, because you will have to solve at least 2000 simultaneous equations. If you take couple of minutes more, it will be 4000 to 6000 minutes more unnecessarily wasted in your life. Therefore, majority of the calculations oral, and the final answer has to be accurate. Okay, so now we have learned since beginning of the lecture how to find out equation of parallel line, how to find out equation of perpendicular line, and we have learned how to find out point of intersection coordinate. Okay, so now I give you a long problem. A is two comma minus 2. B is 1 comma 1, and C is minus 1 comma 0. Find orthocenter of triangle ABC. Let me ask you some questions. Can you tell me equation of altitude AD? Show me the equation of altitude AD. Okay, so equation of AD, how will you find out? What is the slope of BC? 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus minus 1 is 2, so 1/2 is the slope of BC. Therefore, minus 2 by 1 is the slope of AD. So minus 2 by 1 should be the slope of AD, and hence the equation of AD will look like 2x plus y. It should pass through A. Therefore, plus 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay. Now I am asking you equation of BE. So what is the slope of AC? Minus 2, 0, 2, 1. So minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3 is the slope of AC. Therefore, 3 by 2 should be slope of BE. 3x minus 2y. It should pass through B. Therefore, equal to 1. So these are the two altitudes that we have got. And therefore, if altitudes are available, point of intersection is going to be orthocenter. Coordinate of the orthocenter x is equal to minus 4 minus 1 minus 5 divided by minus 4 minus 3 minus 7. Y coordinate 2 minus 6 minus 4 minus. It takes so less. Therefore, the answer is 5 by 7, 4 by 7. Okay, Mitranno, do you understand the method? I mean, that is how the coordinate geometry is. It is completely geometry with numbers. And therefore, we have to be good in geometry as well as we have to be good in algebra. Then and then only we will be good in coordinate geometry. Right? If it is little long calculations, only couple of students get the final answer correct, which is not good. So I give you one more triangle now. You give me orthocenter very quickly. A 2,5. B 6, minus 1. C minus 4, minus 3. Find orthocenter. Okay. If you do similar calculations, your orthocenter will come to 46 by 17, 25 by 17. This is your H. Now I am asking you to find out O. Find circumcenter. Resume recording. What is the slope of BC is minus 1 plus 3, that is 2 upon 6 plus 4 is 10. BC is equal to this is 1 upon 5. Therefore, slope of perpendicular bisector of BC is minus 5 by 1. Therefore, equation will look like 5x plus y is equal to, and it will pass through midpoint of this, which is 1, minus 2. Is that right? 1, minus 2 is the midpoint of BC. Therefore, 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. That is the first equation. Then you have to do with, say, AC. So slope of AC, 5 minus 3 is 8. 2 minus 4 is 6, which is 4 by 3. Perpendicular will be minus 3 by 4. Therefore, 3x plus 4y. What is the midpoint of these two guys? Minus 1, 1. 2 minus 4 upon 2 is minus 1, 5 minus 3, 2. So minus 1, 1 is minus 1. Therefore, circumcenter is, denominator is 5 4 is 20 minus 3 is 17. And x coordinate is 12 minus 1. Right? 4 3 12 1 30. comma, -5, -5, -9.
सर
Yes.
इकडे 3x + 4y = 1 यायला पाहिजे ना. -3 + 4 = 1.
Correct. That is why I am making mistake. -1, 1 टाकला याच्यामध्ये की 1 आलं पाहिजे. करेक्ट. ओके. Therefore, x is equal to denominator 20 - 3 17, 12 - 1 11. Y is equal to 17, 5 - 12, 9 -4. Okay, so this is your circumcent. 11 by 17, -4 by. Now this is O. 11 by 17, -4 by 17. This is H. 46 by 17, 25 by 17. And what is G? G is easy. 2 plus 6 is 8, minus 4 is 4 by 3, comma 5 minus 1 is 4, minus 3 is 1 by 3. Okay, this is G. Now we need to check whether OG upon GH, geometrically we know 1/2. Is this 2:1? Is G dividing OH in the ratio 2:1? Cross check. 2 into this 22/70 plus 46/70 upon 3. How much is this? 8, 68. 68/70. Is equal to 4/3. Yes. Do you realize the importance of coordinate geometry? I mean, getting this result in geometry was extremely difficult. I mean, we had to learn advanced geometry to get this, that G is 1:2. G divides OH in 1:2. Let us calculate the second one. 2 into this is -8 by 17 plus 25 by 17 upon 3 is equal to 17/17, 1/3. Yes. Everything is falling in place. OGH collinearity also would give you O. Intersection of perpendicular bisectors would give you O. Centroid, easy to calculate. You can calculate. H is the most difficult, maybe. So this is the power of two-dimensional geometry. Because you have labeled each and every point in XOY plane, you know the address of every point. You know how the line is going to look like. If you know the slope, if you know any one point on that line, you know the line. You know the circle. So basically, breaking the geometry into pieces and studying those pieces, and hence studying the geometry, is coordinate geometry. Okay. Now quickly let us see. Do you remember the proof of midpoint theorem in triangle? I mean, we had to do out of box construction. Okay. Let me remind you with that proof. In triangle ABC, if M is a midpoint of BC, N is a midpoint of AC, then MN is half and parallel BC. That is what is our midpoint theorem. And unless really we do this construction and study all parallelogram results, extend Mn up to k and then prove it, it is extremely difficult proof to prove Mn half parallel BC. However, let us cross check now. A was 2, 5, B 6, minus 1, C was minus 4, minus 3. What is the slope of BC? We had counted somewhere. 5. What is M? 6 plus 2, 8 divided by 2, 4. 5 minus 1 is 4 divided by 2, 2. M is 4, 2. Minus 4, 2 minus 2, 1. Minus 3 minus 3 plus 5, sorry, minus 4 plus 2 minus 1. 5 minus 3, it is 2, 1. I think we had found out the midpoint also. So what is the slope of Mn? 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus minus 1 is 5. Oh, slope of Mn and slope of BC is same. Therefore, parallel BC. Proved. And we know how distance. 4 minus minus 1, that is 25. X1 minus x2 bracket square. 2 minus 1, that is 1 bracket square, 1. Root 26 is Mn. Let us find out how much is BC. Minus 1 plus 3, 4 plus 6 plus 4, 10. Root. This is BC. 104 is 2 root 26 BC. Therefore, Mn is half of BC. समझते का? अरे, do you realize the power of coordinate geometry? Everything falls in place. If we know basic tools like finding distance, finding section formula, equation of straight lines in different forms, how to find equation of perpendicular line passing through a given point, basic tools of geometry, then dealing with coordinate geometry is simple. Only calculations. Do calculations, you will get the answer. It is not like geometry, whether you get that out of box construction, then only you can solve that problem. It is not like that in coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry, therefore, is supposed to be easy, but many students lose marks in coordinate geometry because they are weak in calculations. They don't get final answers correct. And if final answers are not correct, then you are wrong. In geometry, if the result is correct, prove that type of results. Eventually, you do this or that, do that, you will get the result. But in coordinate geometry, you will never come to know unless and until you cross check. Like point of intersection, we have found out. If we cross check by putting that point in the two lines which we have, then only you are sure whether your point is correct or not. Otherwise, if you make a small mistake of plus or minus somewhere, it will not give you correct answer. However, I am trying to demonstrate here that these are the geometric properties that we have studied: half and parallel. Mn is half and parallel. Half distance, if we calculate distance, we can find out halfness of Mn. If you find out the slope, you can check whether it is parallel or not. That is what we have done here. Okay, I have 6 minutes and I can ask you काय करू आता? Okay. Okay, now I'm not doing anything new now because it will take a little more time. What I'm going to do is just to practice, because unless and until you solve numericals more with different numbers, do the same calculations and build the confidence of getting the final answer correct. Unless and until you do that, you will not be confident of solving problem in the exam or otherwise. Therefore, I will send you the problems on 2D, whatever we have done today. You might feel that they are simple problems, but of course they are simple problems, provided you get the answer correct. And therefore, I will send you the answers also. You should cross check immediately whether your answer is correct or not. And in how many attempts you get that answer correct, that also you should cross check. And along with that, I will send you one more question paper. Pick and choose all the questions, those questions which can be solved using coordinate geometry skills. Whatever we have developed, we should solve them. Otherwise, just keep those questions marked, remaining questions. After we learn this, we will solve this, something like that. Okay, so that is what is for today. I'm not going to, I have a couple of more forms of equation of line, which we will discuss in the next lecture. And we will learn to find out the distance between point and a line and try to derive a good formula for that in the next lecture. But I think whatever we have done today need to be practiced. It is not at all difficult. It is easy, provided we remember what exactly we are supposed to do. If that roadmap is clear, then coordinate geometry is easy. But if that roadmap is not available, then it is extremely difficult. You really do not know how to go about it. Okay, so I am stopping recording now.